This is part 5 for the top 40 A24 movies of all time. These are my favorite A24 movies. A lot of people are going to have different opinions once again, but we're finally here in the top 20. This is the part of the list where I feel every single one of these movies deserves to be in the final 20. But it's the hardest to rank and move them around to fit accordingly in here. I'm doing 20 to 16 today, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think it's good, but so hard. But they all definitely deserve to be in the top 20. Starting off at 20, hard to put it at 20, but it had to be in the top 20. Lady Bird, starring Saoirse Ronan, who is a phenomenal Irish actress. And this might be her best role. Greta Gerwig directed this movie a couple years back, coming of age tale. It follows the life of a teenager and her turbulent but loving relationship with her mother. And we see the entirety of her senior year and how life changes for her, and she gets ready to kind of take that step into adulthood and kind of button heads with her mom the whole time, who is strong-willed but, like I said, loving. And it's kind of, you're a young kid, you don't appreciate what your mother does until you're out there and you're living life as an adult and you see what it's really like. It's just a touching movie, and it's great performances all around. Then coming in at 19, we have First Reformed, starring Ethan Hawke. This was directed by Paul Schrader, and if you didn't know, he wrote Taxi Driver, which was directed by Martin Scorsese, but they worked together on that film, and if you know me, I love that movie, so I'm always going to trust him with his work. And this film kind of gives me similar vibes in a way. I mean, in a lot of ways, many films can resonate with Taxi Driver, but Ethan Hawke plays a pastor in a small town church, and his life just gets, let out of control, and he starts spiraling throughout the film because he has an encounter with an environmental activist and his pregnant wife, played by Amanda Seyfried. And something happens that I can't say because I don't want to spoil it, but he begins to question everything about his life and his faith and his church. He kind of wrestles with the fact that he could have been living a lie for most of his life, and so many questions that he has that he never was asking in the first place, as he kind of sees everything unfold here, and he doesn't like what he sees. So, good film. Paul Schrader, excellent work here. Ethan Hawke's amazing. Amanda Seyfried's great. Check it out. At number 18, we have the movie Lamb. One of those weird-ass A24 films that I absolutely love. I hated putting it at 18. Like I said, this top 20, it's just weird, man. I gotta jumble them back and forth, but I went with my gut instinct here. And Noomi Rapace stars in this movie. It's phenomenal. Very dark and atmospheric folktale that takes place in Iceland. It follows a childless couple who live in the middle of nowhere, and they make a shocking discovery in their sheep barn. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but I'm just going to warn you right now. This is a spoiler, minor spoiler, because you can tell very early on what's going on. They discover like a half human, half lamb, sheep, and they raise it as one of their own. And I guess they have to deal with the consequences defying, the will of nature, and they kind of just go along with this and raise as their own, not thinking about where the parents were going to be. And I guess, I don't know. I said to myself, I'm not going to go too far into this. I can't really explain it, man. It's a weird movie, but it's so beautiful. The atmosphere in this film is just, and I like the message as well. Performances are great, but it's classic A24, man. I don't know. Check it out. Number 17, we have Beau is Afraid. First time watching this movie, I wasn't sure if it was going to even make a top 40. Second time watching this film, absolutely love it. I think I get it. Ari Aster himself doesn't seem to want to really talk about what the meaning of the film is. I'm not sure if he wants to leave it up for interpretation, or if he even really knows what it's about in the first place. I'm sure he does. But I think I got it spot on, but I'm not going to talk about it because this is not a spoiler review. This whole movie is just weird stuff happening. A very paranoid man, Joaquin Phoenix, stars in this role, and I think he's excellent. He embarks on an epic odyssey to get home to his mother in this bold and indigenously depraved new film from Ari Aster. I was just reading the Rotten Tomatoes description. But yeah, he's just making a trip to his, see his mom. She's very overbearing and kind of, mentally abusive to him ever since he was a child, and it kind of just causes grave anxiety for this guy. And the movie's just one big fever dream. But like I said, maybe I'll make a review one day about what I believe it's about. I think I got it spot on. But watch this movie and let me know what you think it's about. You'll probably be like, what the hell? What did I just watch? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. This video is taking too long. But at number 16, to finalize this list, we got Midsommar, another Ari Aster film, back-to-back here. And if you are counting, there's one more out there that is going to make this list eventually. And I'm looking forward to Eddington that comes out. I guess they just announced July 18th, starring Joaquin Phoenix as well. Looks amazing. Anyway, Florence Pugh stars in this film. After her mother and sister die in a car crash, her life is turned upside down. Her boyfriend, along with his college friends, are traveling to Sweden for a midsummer festival. And they decide to take her with, out of pity, I'm sure, because it doesn't seem like a great boyfriend to begin with, but it seems like paradise. And this is another atmospheric, beautiful film just because of, the color and the where it's shot in Sweden. It's just gorgeous. Everything looks great. And it seems like it's paradise, but it turns into a nightmare and culty vibes. Psychological horror at its finest. I definitely recommend this film if you haven't seen it yet. A little longer than I wanted the video to be, but I can't stop talking about these movies. I love them all. I'm going to get back to my top 15 A24 films in a few days. Let me know what I am missing. Let me know what you would put in this top 15. And hit that follow button.